The story of John the Apostle. The beloved disciple John was just a young fisherman when his life changed forever. He worked with his father Zebedee and his brother James on the shores of the Sea of Galilee. His hands were calloused, his clothes smelled of fish, and he knew only the rough life of nets and water. One day a man named Jesus walked by and called out, "Come, follow me, and I will make you fishers of men." John didn't hesitate. He dropped everything, his nets, his boat, his plans, and followed. From that moment on, John was no longer just a fisherman. He became a disciple. He was the youngest among them, but he stayed close to Jesus. So close, in fact, that he became known as the disciple whom Jesus loved, the gentle but brave follower. John saw it all. He was there when Jesus raised the dead. He was in the boat when Jesus calmed the storm. He was one of the three taken up the mountain to witness Jesus transfigured in glory. But the moment that would forever mark John came during the last days. When all the others fled in fear as Jesus was arrested and crucified, John stayed. He stood at the foot of the cross, heartbroken. And from the cross, Jesus looked down at him and said, "John, behold your mother. Mother, behold your son." In that moment, Jesus gave his own mother, Mary, into John's care. It was a sacred trust, and John fulfilled it with honor. After Jesus rose and ascended into heaven, John spent his life spreading the message of love, not hate, not war, but love. He would go from city to city, whispering through broken churches and lost people, "Little children, love one another." It was his simplest and strongest message, not because it was easy, but because love is what Jesus had taught him most. Later in life, John was exiled to the island of Patmos, a rocky, lonely place. There in the silence of isolation, God gave him a vision of things to come. He wrote what he saw: flames, thrones, beasts, angels, and a new heaven and earth in the last book. Even in exile and old age, John's faith burned brighter than ever. John was the last living apostle. One by one, his friends Peter, James, Matthew, Thomas were all killed for their faith. But John lived on, not because he hid, but because God had more for him to say. He died an old man, likely in Ephesus, with nothing left but stories, scrolls, and a heart full of Christ. And the last words echo still, "Beloved, let us love one another, for love is of God."